get started. So please put in the chat your design and then we can have a look at that. Dagmar, you're a 1-3 manifesting generator. Yes, sacral authority. I know that. But it's so nice for the others to know too. So let's start. And let's start talking about our masterclass for today. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat and I will be happy to talk about them. All right, so we're going to be talking about the Mani-Geni Code. Of course, you know, it's kind of a nickname because I know you're manifesting generator, but it's such a long name. But we're going to be talking about the Mani-Geni Code. So what will we cover in this masterclass? Of course, a short introduction for those who do not know me or don't know me very well. We're going to ignite your manifesting generator power. We're going to break free from blocks. We're going to be talking about your sold out offers, your magnetic messaging, all as manifesting generator, of course. I'm going to be talking about the code, the flow code, which is a great program that I'm launching after this. And of course, we're going to be having some time for Q&A. It's my intention to keep this within the hour. So I really want to respect everyone's time here. So a little bit about me. My name is Nicolena Huizinga. I am a business mentor and human design coach. I am the author of the Flick the Fuck It Switch book series. I am the author of my latest book, the Aligned Energy book, which is all about human design and tracking your energy. I help purpose-driven entrepreneurs to build a tailor-made business without exhaustion or frustration. And I absolutely love doing that. I have a group programs, one-on-one coaching. I am a speaker. I do a lot of speaking gigs, podcasting, and all of that. A little fun fact. I love James Bond. I love cold water swimming and I love cooking. So enough about me. Let's really dive into the content. If you stay to the end, what we're going to be, I'll give you the link to 2 documents that are really helpful for you as a manifesting generator, which is a decision-making tool which will help you to get to better decisions, to use your authority in as it is in human design. And I'm going to give you 10 ChatGPT prompts specifically for manifesting generators. And that will help you to create great content that will help you to be more and easily visible. So stay until the end for that. First of all, we're going to be talking about the power of human design in your business. And what I would love to do is run a little poll with you guys. And that is this one. It's about your energy. So how often do you feel exhausted or overwhelmed running your business? Is that multiple times a week or at least once a week sometimes or never? If it's never, then good for you. But put in the chat, in the poll, it's anonymous. I cannot see your answers. I can see the answers, but I cannot see that it's coming from you. So exhaustion, overwhelm. Yeah, I think we all have that, right? It's multiple times a week, at least once a week or sometimes. Of course, that's the whole thing. That's what happens. So let's talk about tips and tricks during this masterclass that will help you to get over that overwhelm or exhaustion. So it's like, you know, half of you guys, 60% is at least once a week. So it's time to stop that. Let's stop that. Let's find a way to get through that. So what is the power of your human design in business? Before I knew my human design, I was trying to do what everyone else was doing. So I was trying to launch programs. I was trying to sell things because I thought this is exactly what people wanted. I tried to initiate, to push, to, work really hard in order to get there. And guess what? It didn't work. I launched a program once, and people who have been in my world know this story. I launched a program once because everyone tells you run a challenge, do a masterclass, open card for your program, send emails, like 100 emails to your list, and follow up with everyone individually. And then your program will be sold out. So I did all that, check, 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 check. And no one bought. The reason now I know is that I was not responding. This is my strategy. I am a generator. I'm not a manifesting generator, but I'm a generator. I need to respond. I was initiating, I was pushing, I was forcing, and that's when it didn't work. It didn't work at all. People were like, yeah, we like your energy, but we're not going to buy from you. And it's not like we're not going to buy from you because we don't want to. It's that they were like, no, something is off, something doesn't feel right. And I didn't know, I didn't understand. And I was so frustrated with that. And the same goes for my clients before they started working with me. One of them said, you know what? I try so many things, and there must be something wrong with me because it doesn't work. And I have other clients before they start working with me, they think like, perhaps I should go back to a corporate job. Perhaps I should just, start doing things at the local supermarket because I'm so fed up with trying. I'm so fed up with pushing and trying and not getting the results that I want from compared to the work that I do. Others almost got into a burnout situation or got into a burnout situation because they were pushing, they were trying, they were following all these blueprints. And when you look at the power of human design in your business, once you start applying those principles, like following your strategy as a manifesting generator, your strategy is to respond. I'll get back to that in a bit, but it's to respond. So when you are responding, things will start flowing so much easier. But when you're like, you're pushing and you're initiating, and then it feels hard. So this is one of the biggest things, following your authority. I don't know how many times I said yes to things that I regretted later on. Now I know I follow my authority in human design. Your authority is your decision-making tool. And if you follow that decision-making tool, you will make better and easier decisions. So it's accepting yourself, seeing who you are, seeing your talents, seeing your skills, also knowing your sensitivities. And that's an incredible strength when you know that. What is your talent? What makes you different? What makes you stand out from the crowd? That is like an enormous advantage that you have compared to your competition. Many people are not aware of what makes them different. But when you know your human design, it's like, you're getting handed your user manual, and then like, this is what makes me stand out. This is a sensitivity, and it's not going to change, but I can become aware of it. I don't need to act on those sensitivities. So knowing your human design is making a huge, huge difference for the better. It starts making your business feel easy and it's more fun. Because like this is something, the masterclass that I'm doing now, I'm doing this in response because I got the questions from some people like, how can I apply my human design? So I'm a generator. How do I apply my human design? I was like, oh, perhaps I can create a series of masterclasses around the topic. And I absolutely love sharing my knowledge in masterclasses. So I'm like, oh, this is fun. Let's gonna do that. Let's just do it. And I love seeing familiar faces. I love getting to know new faces. So here we are, and I'm absolutely having fun and enjoying sharing my knowledge. So I think this covers quite a lot about the power and the difference that human design makes in in business. Now let's ignite your manifesting generator power. I would love to know, because as a manifesting generator, you are multi-talented, you are multi-passionate, which is amazing. And that is your secret sauce. However, in this business world where everyone is talking about niching and it's like choosing one thing to do and really standing out on that one thing is really hard for multi-talented and multi-passionate people. So let's have a look at um, your being multi-passionate. And I want to get rid of the old poll, and I want to launch another poll, which is, how do you feel about managing your many talents and passions in business? Do you feel energized? You love doing the different things? Do you feel overwhelmed? You can choose more options. Conflicted, yes, I'm not sure which talent to focus on. This is a very common thing. This is a very common thing for manifesting generators. Yes, you love doing different things. Absolutely. Overwhelmed. You sometimes struggle with balancing everything. That's a challenge. That's definitely a challenge. But we're going to be covering that. We're going to be talking about that. So it's so wonderful to see you guys being energized because you love doing these different things. And it's so crucial that you do that, because choosing just one thing will kill your creativity. And therefore, I always get like, I get annoyed when people say, oh, you should choose just one thing, you should niche down. This is the worst advice for manifesting generators. You should not choose. You really need all those different things. You need it because it ignites your creativity, it fuels your energy. You need all these different things. However, all these different things don't need to become a business. Those different things do not need to be incorporated in your business. However, you can bring different things from all those various projects to the business that you run. Let me have a look. Diana, manifesting generator, waiting to respond. Yes, absolutely. Solar plexus authority. Great. Wonderful. All right. I'm going to give you more about that. So, about the niching down, when you want to ignite your manifesting generator power, the most important thing is that you don't choose just one thing. However, what you need to do is find your overarching theme. To give you an example, one of my clients is a vocal coach. And before we started working together, she spoke on her social media about her vocal coaching. She spoke about her speaker trainings. She spoke about the singing lessons that she gave. She spoke about the moments that she performed on stage as a singer. And she spoke about teaching Pilates. And then people were confused and they're like, what are you? Are you a singer? Are you a Pilates teacher? Are you a speaker coach? Are you a performer? What are you? But for her, it was completely clear because it was like, yep, I'm all that. I am all that. And then we started working together and she started talking. We found the overarching umbrella for her business. And then she started talking about what it is that she actually does, which is helping people to take the stage with confidence. And whether as a speaker, as a singer, and everything she does adds to that. So it's like her performance on stage helps her to train people to interact with audience. Her speaker training helps people to use their voice in a really good way. Her Pilates helps people to, with posture, with breath, with the use of their body and their muscles. So once she started talking about the overarching theme, that was when things started to change. Her audience was no longer confused, but she was like, oh yeah, this is actually what I do. Another person in my network, she is a photographer. She has a new site. She does funeral photography. She does newborn photography. She does all kinds of photography. People always told her, like, oh, you should choose just one thing. And when we started talking about it and we found her umbrella, it was the thing, what she does is she photographs life. She captures life in pictures. That's what she does with the news site, with funeral photography, with newborn photography, with family, pregnant people. And so, and when once she started talking about that, like I capture life in pictures, then it was like, oh, now I get it. So if you are struggling with all these various things, like what am I doing? What is my thing actually? Then start talking about your umbrella. And if you have any trouble finding it, let's have a talk about that. Great, the 2-4 manifesting generators are present here. That's wonderful. So we have 3 2-4 manifesting generators. So to ignite your manifesting generator power, first of all, find your umbrella. Talk about the umbrella, not about the individual things that you do. So when you're a therapist and you have so many ways of helping people, hypnotherapy, regression, I don't know, EFT, breath work, whatever, don't just talk about these individual things, but always link it back to the overarching theme, which is you help people to live an easy, happy, and fun life, or a variation on it. This is what you do. So talk about that. Then second, what's really important to ignite your manifesting generator power is to respond. Waiting to respond is your best strategy. We are all taught that we should initiate. This is in our society, we are all taught to initiate. But actually, that's not the best strategy. We, and I really say we, generators, manifesting generators, we need to wait to respond. Waiting to respond doesn't mean doing nothing. It means looking out for the cues and responding to the cues that really light you up. So when you see something on the news, when you hear competitors talking about things, I don't really believe in competition, but anyway, the people who are in the same business as you, and you hear about trends or you hear about things that people talk about, and you can just check in with your sacral center, which is this one. Do I really want to say something about this? Is this a topic that I want to address? That's when you can check whether or not you want to respond. If you don't feel it, if you don't feel the enthusiasm, if you don't feel the excitement to talk about something or to offer a product or a service, if you don't feel the excitement, if you're not in love with it, don't do it. Don't do it. Tweak it until you do and you feel the enthusiasm, then you can offer it. And then it's so crucial to start training yourself to follow those sacral cues. So the cues that you get, the what happens in your surroundings. So I don't know, a news article, a movie that you watch, a video. To give you an example, I once watched the Robbie Williams documentary on Netflix, and I was like, oh my goodness, this man has struggled so much. I am a Robbie Williams fan, one of my many guilty pleasures. But I was like, I want to talk about this. So I looked up his human design and I made a video about his human design, explaining why things happened in his life and how that related to his human design. That is responding. People loved it. It's one of my best videos on YouTube. Not best because I think so. It's the most watched video. So when you start responding, that's when you ignite your manifesting generator power. So have you got an idea of your overarching theme, your overarching umbrella? What is it? Do you know it? And if you don't, uh, let's have a talk about it. And you can share it in the chat if you want to. The next that I want to be talking about is the blocks that we have as manifesting generators. So let's talk about the challenges that we face. I'm looking at the comments. Helping and inspiring people. Okay, can you be a bit more specific, Alessandra? Because I know what you do, and I think you help people to break free from the past and from patterns that held them hostage in order to have a life living in happiness and freedom. Basically, you help them to break free from the past. So as much as I love helping and inspiring people, it's not just specific enough yet. So yeah, tell me in the chat, what is your overarching theme? And if you don't know, it's all good, but I'm happy to work on that with you. So let's have a talk about your blocks. Let's talk about the biggest challenges that you face as a manifesting generator. What is your biggest challenge? What is it? Is it staying focused on a single project? Is it saying no to new opportunities because you feel the excitement? What is it? Managing impatience with results? Because this is a thing that many manifesting generators struggle with. Is it feeling recognized for your strengths? Is it feeling like you're all over the place? What is it? What is it? What is your biggest challenge? And I'm really curious to hear that. Staying focused on a single project is the winner so far. The winner, well, not the winner. I think this is the biggest challenge for many people. So staying focused on a single project. Well, keep in mind what I said earlier. I'm going to end the poll and I'm going to share the results with you guys. Look at this. Look at this. Staying focused on a single project. That's what most of you struggle with. And then feeling like you're all over the place. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Staying focused on a single project. The thing is, when you look at your human design chart, there are a few things that you to keep in mind when you want to stay focused. When you have an open head, and let me know who in the chat, whether or not you have an open head. And open means that this little triangle, the top triangle, is white. So if it's not colored, then it's open or undefined, which means that you are open to ideas and inspiration. And even better, you need other people's ideas and inspiration in order to get to your own. Which is a great thing because you literally have an open mind to new ideas from the outside world. And with those ideas, you create your own. And that's great. However, when you want to focus on a single project, you can get easily distracted when you have an open head. So with an open head, it's white and open. Yeah, Anna Maria too. So Jane, yours is colored. That's great. So it means for you, you always have an idea. And that's the thing. You don't need anyone else's energy. But when it's white, you're open to other people's ideas. And that can really help you to improve and to come with new solutions, which is wonderful. But it can also distract you because it will give you more input. And when you work on a single project, you can be like, yeah, but perhaps I should be doing this, or perhaps I should be doing that, or, oh, this is another thing that I can do. So it's like the shiny object syndrome, that you find something new and you get distracted from the thing that you wanted to do. So, and it's not going away, because when you have an open head, it's not like, oh, you need to work hard and then it gets colored. That's not going to happen. You need to be aware of it. And that's the whole thing with human design. It's a whole journey of awareness. I have an open head, and I also have the second one, the Ajna is white. And now that I know I need to shut down distractions like a lot. So I need to not only put down my phone, I need to put my phone in the other room if I want to concentrate, if I want to get things done. I need to close all the tabs on my laptop and focus on the task at hand. Even though I'm not a manifesting generator, I still get distracted a lot. When I'm on social media, for instance, I need to make sure that I come in as a creator, not as a consumer. Because when I'm there and I'm scrolling, mindlessly scrolling on my phone, I will be distracted. And in the end, I end up doing nothing because I'm like, yeah, well, perhaps, that person is doing it so much better than I am. And I can never do that, or I don't want to do that. This is not the way I want to do that. And then I get just annoyed with what other people are doing. And it's spending my energy in a way that I don't want to spend. So in order to keep focus, it's really to be aware of, my open head is playing me. I need to shut down distractions, work on it. But what I also need, and especially manifesting generators need this, they need the variety. So work on one thing, take a break, do something else, work on something else for like 10, 15 minutes, and then come back to the task at hand. And the Pomodori technique, I don't know if you know that, it's like setting a timer, very childish, but it works like a charm. Setting a timer for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, taking a break, doing something else, and then coming back to the task at hand. That will help you focus. Another thing that can distract your focus is this one. This is the heart center. And the heart center is all about ego. It's all about willpower and determination. So it's all in that little center. If it's white, let me know if your heart center is white. It means that your willpower and determination is not consistently there. It doesn't mean that it's like not like it's not there, but it's inconsistent. Lida, it's white. Okay. Yeah. So it's inconsistently there. So it comes and goes. So what you need is to really look at this one, the sacral center, because with the manifesting generator, it's all colored. This one is colored. So you need to make sure that what it is that you do is something that you absolutely love, that you feel excited about it. And if it's something that you don't feel excited about it, like something that you need to do and you don't want to do it, like, I don't know, admin, paying your taxes, whatever, it needs to be done, right? But then it's very useful to be around a person who has this center colored, because there is a consistent determination and willpower. So that will help you to keep going. Great, we have defined hearts here. So Diana, Anna Maria, Petra, wonderful. The thing is, when you have it defined, it means that it's consistent, but there is always a downside to every quality, of course, because you can push through on willpower And that can take away your focus as well. Your focus should be, does it light me up? Do I absolutely love doing this? And if the focus is, I'm pushing, I need to do this, and you will feel the difference. You know the difference when you take a look from a little distance, like, am I doing this because I want to, or am I doing it because I think I have to? That is really what's making a difference here. So that's the thing with the defined heart center. When it's white, you can be sensitive to other people's opinions. To give you an example, one of my clients was not active on social media, even though we made a whole plan and she created all kinds of posts, and still she wasn't doing it. And we were talking about it and like, why aren't you doing it? And she was, yeah, I don't really feel like it, and da da da. And then we had a look at her design and we saw that her heart center was open. And I'm just for a reference, and I said, you know, whose opinion are you afraid of? Because you're not posting on social media for a reason. And I think it has a lot to do with the fear of being judged, the fear of other people's opinions. And especially when people start their businesses and they have a background within corporate, or they are connected to people like friends or family, they can be brutal in their comments. So, but they are not your clients. So basically, what I told my client when she said, yeah, well, I think it's because my children are on social media and they always comment and they always tell me, like, oh, this is weird. Why are you posting these videos? This is so crazy. Why are you doing a meditation online? And they were kind of mocking her, they were ridiculing her. And that's what held her back to post stuff on her social media. And I literally said to her, create a separate social media profile for your personal things and one for your business things. So she removed her kids from the business profile, and then she started a personal one, and there she could share the stuff that she felt comfortable with, sharing it with her family and friends. But she removed her family from her business profile. So when you have this one open, it could take away your focus because subconsciously you're afraid of other people's opinions. So ask yourself, the ones with an open heart, whose opinion am I afraid of? Why am I not posting things? Why am I not talking about my business? Is it because I think other people are more qualified? Do I think other people are really nailing it and I'm not? What's going on? When you are aware of these elements, and of course there are many more blocks, but for the sake of time, I really don't want to go into all of them. But I think it's important that when you lack focus, it's really important to become aware of this. Looking at the time, I really want to make sure to cover it all. We're gonna look at your sold out offers, because I want you to have sold out offers. And the question that I would love to ask you, and please put it in the chat, have you ever felt uncomfortable with traditional ways of selling? Cold outreach. There are so many theories about cold outreach, like, oh yeah, send people a DM, send them your offer, contact them. And there are so many, I think it's sleazy. Just the other day, I got a message from someone who said, are you accepting new clients at the moment? Now I know the trick, because it's not that someone wants to be my client, is that they want to sell a way to get more leads. That's basically what happens. So let me have a look. Yes, cold selling for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, we get this, right? We are taught the traditional way of selling. And I remember in my corporate days, people said, always be closing. Oh, ABC, always be closing. I'm like, what? Now I know I'm a generator. You guys are manifesting generators. You need to wait to respond. So, first of all, you need to be in love with your offer. You really need to love your offer. And this is the thing here, your sacral center it needs to light up like a Christmas tree when you think about your offer. When you have a slight doubt, like, yeah, I don't know if it's really good or not, that's not going to help you. So make sure you are in love with the offer. And then you need to respond. So when you see opportunities, it's not like, oh, I'm going to sell something out of the blue, but make sure you get into conversations. So as a manifesting generator, what you can do, send out a poll, for instance, and then as a reward for people sorry, a survey, not a poll, a survey, send out a survey to get client input. Like, guys, I'm doing a little research. Please fill in the questionnaire. And as a thank you, you can have my time for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And I'm going to give you some pointers on, well, what it is that you're good at. So sending out that survey is definitely going to help you to talk to people. When you're talking to people, then you can respond. And then again, it's incredibly important that you ask for permission when a person is talking about this, about their issues, and they're like, yeah, but I'm struggling with this or that. And before you shove your offer down their throats, it's like, I would love to talk to you about my program because I think that could be a great fit for you. Is it okay for you that I explain a bit about this? And that's when you get the permission, that's when you can respond, because then people are literally asking you, like, oh, yeah, do tell me about it. So this is really helpful in selling. First of all, to start talking to people. Second, if you don't want to send out the survey, what you can do is nurture people. So find them on social media, connect with them, have a little chat with them, respond to their content, and spend like 30 minutes a day to do that, to have a list of people that you want to talk with or people that you see who are responding to your content that you can have a chat with. And then you're responding, and then sales is so much more easy. So I could say so much more about responding and selling out your offers, but I really want to get into the magnetic messaging as well. And that's the next slide, if it works. There we go. Yeah, this is the quote that I really wanted to share with you guys. You're not selling, you're being of service. And I think that is a huge difference in mindset, because when it feels like, it's like pulling teeth. I'm selling something. Oh, you feel like, a used car salesman, like, yeah, great car. It's great for you. No, you're really being of service. Someone has a problem that you may have a solution to. And therefore, it's important that you are loving your offer, because then it's so easy for you to sell it. And you're not selling, you're really being of service here. So let's talk about your magnetic messaging as a manifesting generator. And I saw some 3-5s, some 2-4s. Let's talk about the profile lines, because that's where your magnetic messaging comes in. When you have the 1 in your profile, and some of you do, when you have the 1 in your profile, you love knowledge, and you have a lot of knowledge. You love learning, you love taking courses. And it's so crucial when you talk about your messaging, like, how do you get the message across, that you talk about your knowledge, explain it to people, but make it simple. Because as a manifesting generator, you tend to be really quick. Other people are not slow. You are really quick. So when you start talking about your knowledge, don't send them a tsunami of knowledge. Send them like a really small bite-sized chunk. And that's what's going to make your message magnetic. When you have the 2 in your profile, and we have a lot of 2-4s here, it's really important that you make sure that you know your super talent, because with a profile line 2, you tend not to know, not to see it, because it's so natural for you. And that's, a thing with a talent. For you, it's so natural, it's so normal to be able to do what you do, that you don't see it as something special. So it's important that you get the feedback. So what I want you to do, if you don't know what makes you and your approach special, send out a message to 5 of your people, clients, friends, family, it doesn't really matter, but make it a mix and ask them this: what are the top 3 words that you think of when you think of my qualities? And they will give you input that will surprise you, and that you're like, what? Is that the first you think of? Because for you, it's normal. Because if you look at it, you're like, yeah, but this is, anyone can do this. The moment you think that, that's when you think from now on, hopefully, you're like, oh, perhaps that's my talent. So you have this talent. So what you can do when it comes to messaging, share the process, share the before and after. This is where the person was before. This is what we did, and this is the result. Of course, the whole transformation works well, I would say, with any profile, but especially for the profile line 2, this is really helpful. For profile line number 3, the martyr, and again, the words are, forget about the words, just know the numbers. The 3 is all about experimenting, testing, trying. And what's really important is when you experiment, test, and try, you learn lessons. You learn things that don't work, and you learn things that do work. And here I am a 1-3. So what I'm doing, I share my knowledge of human design. I share my experiences, like with the things that didn't work and the things that do work. So, and that is exactly what I want you to do too. When you have a 3 in your profile, share your experiences, share your lessons, because that's what makes your messaging magnetic. The 4, the opportunist, is the person who is incredible at connecting people. The 4 is a person who sees the introverts and the extroverts. The opportunist, the profile line 4, is great at building communities, or perhaps not building, but at least contributing to community. So your messaging lands best in groups, in communities. So find your communities that you can contribute to, or create it yourself if you want to. But make sure that it's people who know you and you know them in return. That's what's going to make your messaging magnetic. People who do not know you may like you, but they are not very likely to buy from you instantly. So the 4 really needs to build rapport, needs to build a network, needs to build connections. So find your place in communities, in groups, and that's where you can start sharing your message. The 5, the heretic, again, forget about the name, but remember the number. You're the fixer, you're the helper. So what you do is you provide new and innovative solutions. You may not be aware that it's innovative. You may not be aware that it's new and that it's inspiring. But for you, it's like, yeah, it's like common knowledge. But it's so important that you are aware of the fact that it's innovative. So share your view, your unique view on the problem that people have. Make them aware of, oh, but this is another way of looking at it. This is another way of fixing it. And that's when you really become magnetic, when you start sharing your view on things. 6, the role model. who can share as a teacher, as literally as a role model, by showing the example, by living the example. When you have a 6 in your profile, you literally show what you do, you show what you sell. You don't need to work really hard like, oh, I need to share everything on my social media, but show those elements that are relevant for your audience. When you start doing that and you start following that, your messaging becomes magnetic. Yes. So in order to do that, I have created the ChatGPT prompts that you will get at the end of this masterclass. But this is really going to be helpful for you. So let's talk about the flow code, because of course I have a great program that helps you to support you to get through all these steps. So what is the flow code? This is my new program. It helps you to create a tailor-made business strategy that actually works. And it's not like a blueprint, like, oh, do this and you'll be fine. But we're really going to dig into your design and create step by step things that will help you to create a successful business and success, whatever success means to you. I'm not going to promise you 10K months or 6 steps to 100K. It's, of course, if you want that, I'm not your girl. But I can help you to really create an aligned business that suits you and the way you want to work. So let's talk about that. It's a program for 6 months. We're going to be 6 months together, and we're going to be talking about aligned energy. We're going to align your energy to your profile. We're going to be talking about your super talents and your secret sauce. Of course, we're going to be talking about your umbrella. We're going to be talking about how to overcome the blocks that you experience, because there may be some old stuff going on, like conditioning, as we call it in human design. And then we're going to craft your sold out offers. And I really want to make it simple. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to look at your magnetic marketing, and we're going to create a plan for you. And then, of course, we're going to land into effortless sales, not the icky kind. I'm not going to tell you to connect with 10 people on LinkedIn every single day. I'm not going to tell you to force people, force your offer onto people. We're not going to talk about that. During these 6 months, we're going to do a one-on-one deep dive with me. We will have weekly accountability. Alessandra knows what that's like because she's in the Dutch accountability group. We have bi-weekly group hot seats, which means that you come to the group, you ask your question, and the entire group can benefit from that, and vice versa. You will have full access to the aligned energy training. You're going to have full access to launching and selling for manifesting generators. These are online courses that I have. And the bonus for the first 10 people who sign up, they're going to get my Fuck It book package, which are my 3 books that I've written so far, and 5 one-on-one sessions during those 6 months that we're really going to look at your human design. You can ask me anything, and this is what we're going to do. So what's your investment? 6 times 249 per month, or $12.99 in full. And I'm going to share the link to the program in the chat. This is about what I said about the flow code. And I'm going to look at the chat, and I'm going to find the link. And so I can put it in the chat. There we go. Here we are. This is, you can find more about that. And here we are. I think we're back to sharing. So, what questions do you have? And what is your biggest takeaway of today? I'm going to share also the link to the resources that I promised you. There we go. Here we go. This is the link to the resources. What questions do you have? Are there any questions? What did you take away from today's session? Because it's 5 minutes to 4.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a 4/6
Mm-hmm.
manifesting generator, so I know I have to wait for, like you said, the sacral,
Yeah.
and only do the things that I like. But if I do something for 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and I start doing something else,
Mm-hmm.
and then I start doing something completely different, and then yet another thing,
Yeah.
I tend to never finish anything. So how to tackle that? So
Good
I have
question.
to wait till I really feel like doing the first thing I started, doing that again. How does that work?
That's a good question, actually, because the thing about manifesting generators, you are incredibly good at starting things, but finishing is not so much your cup of tea. But in order to finish things anyway, I would say make sure you have an accountability buddy and set some goals like, okay, this week I want to finish this, that, and that, and to set an intention at the beginning of the day and really looking at your goals like, oh, I this is what I want to finish today, this is what I want to do today. And when you feel like you're drifting off, it's like going back to the little list that you have for the day. So not for the week or the month, but really for the day, like, okay, this is what I want to finish today. And of course, not a list of 20 things, but one or two or three things per day. That's going to be helpful, I think, because when you see it, when it's in your face, you will
Mhm.
go back to it. And because that's the thing with many manifesting generators as well, is that they have this kind of competitive thing towards themselves, like, oh, I want to finish this. I need to do this. And when you see it, and you can't get away from it. So either write it on a whiteboard or put it on a sticky note, or but give yourself the visual reminder what you want to do.
Yeah, or maybe add some gamification or something because
Yeah,
exactly, I can be very competitive. So if I tell myself, okay, you got 20 minutes to do this,
yeah,
then
exactly.
there's the
Set the
fun
timer.
element.
Yeah,
Okay,
set
I
the
get it.
timer. I did that once with one of my clients, like, and she said, "Oh, but writing my newsletter takes me forever." And they're like, "Okay, let's are you up for a challenge? Let's do it in half an hour.
Yeah,
Let's do it in half an hour." And then she was, "Oh yeah, great."
yeah, that really works. Yeah,
So then you really use your manifesting generator power to get stuff done. But
yeah,
seeing it
yeah. The
is
small
also
list.
helpful, is really
And
helpful as
I'm,
well.
I'm I'm really good at making lists. I have a
Yeah.
list, and then but make this a small list. Okay, okay.
Yeah, make a small list.
Yeah,
Like, these are the three things that I need to finish today. And then it's always helpful to have like three priority levels. It's like, this is a
yeah,
needle moving activity. So looking at the business, like, what is high priority is what brings in money. And what
yeah,
brings in money is sending out an email to your list, creating posts on social media, because that's when you really reach out to your ideal clients.
yeah,
Doing your admin, of course, is a priority, but it's not high priority. It doesn't bring in money, but you need to do it. So need to
yeah,
plan it. And then an accountability buddy, especially if you hate admin, having an accountability buddy is like, okay, let's do it in half an hour. Let's see if we can do it in an hour or half an hour. And adding the gamification, but adding a reward is always helpful as well. Like,
Well, sending out invoices is a reward in itself. So I love
of
doing that.
course, of course. But have these little, like, oh, I can have a cup of my favorite coffee, or I can go and get a cookie, or, something, a walk, or I don't know, something
Yeah,
to reward yourself. That's
yeah,
always helpful.
yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. Diana, I love the 3 and 5. I feel quite the heretic disrupting the mainstream. That's great. That's great. Yeah. And feel many past lives burned at the stake type experiences. Yeah. This is a tricky thing too. When you feel like, ooh, this is, I am being the heretic. I am being disruptive. Nowadays you won't die, but in the old days, of course, you could. But nowadays you don't, even though you can still get, especially online, you can get a lot of hate if you put something out there that's disruptive. But then again, it's being the creator and not the consumer. You really need to shift roles and need to step into your power, put something out there and do your thing, and then you're gone. And of course, people will react. They will always react. But it's always so funny, but when people tell you, when you get haters, you're on your way because not everyone will love you. That's the harsh truth. But find like-minded people who can support you and can be in your sisterhood, and they can help you to cheer you on. And when you have like an off day, it's always helpful to have those great people around you. Does that answer your question, Diana? Great. Any other questions? Because I don't want to keep you for too long. So much to learn about this topic. Yes, the awareness. That's it, Petra. That's it. The awareness is definitely making the difference, because it's not like, oh, now I know it and it's going away. It's not. It's now you know how to navigate it, and that's so much easier. It's so much more helpful. All right. If you don't, guys, sorry, Anna Maria, really to type 2, the hermit, what could be other messages that would work? Other messages for the hermit. First of all, it's doing the research on what people think is your superpower, asking people for testimonials. That could be great. And especially when you work on the testimonials, ask them, what is the reason why you started working with me? And that question will give you input to create more content on. When you ask them that question, four questions for great testimonials, little bonus, 4 questions. Why did you want to work with me? What was your problem? What did we do together? How did you like working with me? And what was the result? When you ask those 4 questions, you will get great testimonials. And you will move away from, oh, I loved working with Anna Maria. She's so nice, which is kind and friendly, but not helpful. You really want to see the transformation. This is the reason why I hired Anna Maria. This is what we did together. I loved working with her because she is a great listener. She is great at observing my patterns. And the result is that I solved problem XYZ. All right. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. It was lovely seeing you all. And I look forward to seeing you next time. You are so welcome. And it was my pleasure. I wish you a great day and we'll talk soon. All right. See you guys. Bye. Bye.